The Nyos disaster claimed the lives of 1,746 people and over 3,000 livestock. On the morning of August 22, 1986, Joseph Nguyen, a resident of Subum village, Cameroon, was stunned to realize the unusual silence as he awoke, an ominous sign of a horrific tragedy about to unfold. Then he returned to the house with a heavy heart. His steps slowed as he approached his daughter's bed, his heart pounding. His eyes suddenly turned cold. She was no longer breathing. Silence enveloped everything like a sharp knife cutting through each beat of his heart. Confusion and bewilderment intertwined with an indescribable pain. At that very moment, a rapid knocking on the door startled Joseph. He realized someone was outside his room, and curiosity filled him. Hurrying to open the door, he was surprised to see a close friend standing there with anxious and meaningful eyes. Joseph immediately stepped forward, ready to ask what had happened, feeling the atmosphere become heavy and full of suspense. The livestock lying motionless, as if caught in a deep sleep in the middle of the day. Joseph frowned, unsure of what he was seeing, a sense of unease creeping in. He walked deeper into the village and suddenly stopped. The villagers, too, were lying still, silent as statues. The entire village was wrapped in a silence that sent chills down his spine. At that moment, Joseph suddenly recalled the motionless livestock he had seen earlier, and a chilling realization crept over him. No, they weren't sleeping. He was almost certain now. Both the animals and the people were dead. Heart-pounding, Joseph began walking into the village, opening each door one by one, checking every house, just hoping that someone might still be alive in the midst of this silent nightmare. Appearing in newspapers and on television, drawing attention not only locally, but also from around the world. Among those who heard about it was a researcher named Herodor. As soon as he learned of the incident, he was immediately intrigued. It seemed he had an idea of what had really happened. He realized that near the village where the disaster occurred, there was a lake called Lake Nyos. But this wasn't just an ordinary lake, it sat right on top of an extinct volcano. Beneath the volcano, geological activity often produces a gas called carbon dioxide, or CO2, a heavy, colorless, odorless gas that can silently kill without warning. Carbon dioxide is a gas that humans exhale every day and is usually harmless. But when inhaled in large amounts, it can cause chest tightness, shortness of breath, dizziness, and headaches. In severe cases, CO2 can lead to brain damage and even death. Because Lake Nyos sits atop a volcanic crater, CO2 had been building up beneath its surface for years without being released. This massive accumulation of gas is believed to be the cause of the disaster. Some survivors also reported hearing a loud explosion the night before, a silent warning before the tragedy unfolded. To this day, the source of the explosion remains unknown, but one thing is certain: it was connected to the disaster. At Lake Nyos, CO2 had been building up for years beneath the surface. That mysterious blast, possibly from deep underground, may have triggered everything, releasing the deadly gas into the air and silently unleashing death across the land. The amount of CO2 released reached millions of tons, enough to create an invisible wave